My father told me about a podcast called the Above and Below Podcast, a show where four average guys with below average intelligence talk about everything nerdy, geeky, and otherwise. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the unknown as four dudes work to understand their place in the vast expanse of the universe. So sit back, spark up a hookah, grab a beer, and enjoy. I'm Bobby.
What was that?
I was trying to be Batman there real quick. It didn't work out.
Anyway, this is Tony.
Hi, I'm Brad.
And I'm Batman. Very, very dumb Batman.
Geriatric Batman. How was your week, guys, huh?
Well, it's just great that you mentioned Batman because I'm kind of upset with you two assholes. I'm looking at Brad and Bobby right now because the Batman movie just came out on HBO Max and Brad has been mentioning it to watch it. I'm like, cool, but I work that day, so I get off at work and I'm like, all right, we're going to talk about watching it after I get off work. And as soon as I sit down at the table, they're like, man, Batman was awesome. And I'm just like, oh, well, fuck me, I guess. So we're going to watch it later. And we are going to talk about it in the podcast just once the rest of us watch it, when me and Tony watch it.
I mean, at least somebody got invited.
It's just stellar in comparison to the Dark Knight trilogy.
Way better.
That's a bold claim.
The Riddler really just outdoes Heath Ledger on every front.
Bobby, that's...
Christian Bale's Batman compared to Robert Pattinson, it's just a joke. Sure, the Bruce Wayne's a little iffy, but
I just want everyone listening to know that our IT guy right now is biting his lips so hard, I'm pretty sure he just pierced them.
Yeah, anyway, let's move on from this.
I want to do something a little bit different this episode. I want to talk about what we like. What's your top threes? All right? So we're going to start with the simple one. Okay? It's not hard. What's your top three foods? Who wants to go first?
Me.
Oh.
All right, what's your top three? Let's hear them.
My third favorite thing is salt and vinegar chips.
Fucking delicious.
They are the only chip I can sit down and eat an entire bag of and feel no shame whatsoever.
I'm not gonna lie, salt and vinegar chips are kind of mid.
They're not.
They are.
They're not. They're delicious.
Have you ever had the
Frosted Mini Wheats? No,
not Frosted Mini Wheats. God damn it.
Yeah, I don't know if your culinary expertise matches them.
Sour cream and cheddar chips are the best chips.
But salt and vinegar hits when it hits, though.
Yeah, dude, like it's exactly what I want it to be right when I want it to be. If I don't get enough dust on a sour cream and cheddar chip, it's either too much sour cream or too much cheddar or not enough of both. With a salt and vinegar chip, I'm either getting salt and vinegar, salt, or just plain vinegar, and the best of both worlds, salt and vinegar.
I like the ones that are so salt and vinegary that you choke on them.
It makes you suck your mouth
yeah,
in.
it's just like, whoa, that was a fucking good one.
Yeah.
You mean it tastes like razor blades?
You mean you don't?
Well,
you mean you don't deep throat chips? Why is it making you choke? Stop deep throating your chips. You should just.
He's talking about the like when you pucker up when you.
No. I've seen him deep throat chips. It's wild.
I do. Yes.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
How do you deep throat a chip?
I do this
the
weird
post
thing.
the
Like
video.
if I have a Dorito, I'll lick all the flavor off and then I'll eat the Dorito.
you're a savage.
Fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh
my god.
Number 2, for me, I love to have this, especially when I'm a little flavor blasted. Cereal.
Not frosted mini
frosted.
wheats.
Extra frosted mini wheat.
Actually, no frosted mini wheats at all. I'm a child at heart. I like sugary, childish cereals. Captain Crunch, Trix, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I'm not ready to grow up yet.
Not
but it's got
dark with orphan tears.
You're right. No. My favorite thing about it is it's got everything I want right when I want it. It's got a cold, refreshing swig of milk at the end. It can be flavored like any cereal you're putting in there. Cereal is just a top-notch snack at all times.
All right, then hit me up with number 1.
And my number 1 food of all time that I could eat at any time. I had a hard time figuring this one out because I'm like, it's like, what's your favorite food? What do I ask for the most? What do I seek out the most? Wings. I love wings. I love wings for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
That's a dangerous one, though, because there are bad wings. Like, you ever go to a joint and you get some bad wings, like they're all soggy and not good?
Yeah, which is why I don't go to fucking, what is it? Domino's. Fuck you, Domino's, and your shitty fucking wings. It's like you put them in a goddamn dog mouth before you put them in the fucking box, you pieces of human garbage. But anyway, no, but see, I love wings because they can come in so many different varieties and flavors. You could give me like a raspberry tangy wing sauce, and you know what? That sounds fire, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does. You can put anything, you can make anything wing sauce and have wings, and it's so fucking good.
Now, before we jump on to the next list, this is an important question to ask. Drums or flats? Since we're talking about wings.
I like drums.
Drums.
So flats!
No, full wings.
Yeah, full wings are
No,
better, obviously,
But like, yeah.
we don't have that kind of luxury here.
Oh,
in
if I
town
had
all
to
the time.
pick, flats. They're just...
Flats?
Yeah.
Flats, you get so much more meat with them. You can pull them apart. They're so easy to dip.
I don't like the puzzle of trying to solve my wing. I just want to bite that bitch off.
No, I've broken that down to a science, but you're wrong that flats have more meat than the drums.
Oh my god.
The drums have the most meat. They're all at the top, and it's nice and crunchy when you get on flats.
Oh my god, I love pulling flats apart and just fucking dunking them in some blue cheese.
It's a sensory thing, I agree, but drums are superior.
I feel like I get more sauce all over the flats. I can dunk that shit so easily. It's just one little bone, and you just suck on it.
You're really playing up the Joker today, aren't you?
So
He was really impressed.
So I'm gonna go next. All right, Bobby. Since your number 3 was basically almost the same as mine, I'm gonna take this. Number 3, I have it written down as snacks, but desperately,
Really
it's
descriptive.
hold on. It's chips and oranges.
How is that
can't
anything?
decide.
How is that anything similar to cereal?
No, his number 3 was salt and vinegar.
Oh, you're right.
So chips and oranges. I could not decide which one I love more, because a good orange, man, it refreshes you. But at the exact same time, that first chip out of a bag, mwah.
I gotta say, having a fucking freezing cold orange cut up or you peel on it, and it's like better than sex sometimes.
It hits different.
It's just I love the way it just fucking explodes in my mouth.
Orgasmic.
It is.
Yeah, oranges are good.
Number 2 is a soul food, mac and cheese.
Oh, yes.
Kraft mac and cheese, a homemade bake, fucking you can't go wrong with mac and cheese.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
You just can't.
I'm gonna say something just potentially you guys might yell at me. I don't know.
I'll hit you.
No, I don't like Shell's mac and cheese.
No.
It's not bad.
Like
but I
Velveeta
prefer,
shells?
yeah, I prefer elbow macaroni.
Oh, okay. At first I thought you were talking about stuffed shells.
No, stuffed shells are just god tier food.
Yeah.
Praise Jesus.
Amen.
But yeah, no, what do you like more, shell macaroni or elbow macaroni?
I mean,
I don't
between
want
the
to
two,
say.
between the two, I would go elbow, but I also won't. I also won't be like, no, I don't want the shells. They're all the same. at the
Yeah,
end of
no,
the
I
day.
feel.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say shells. Shells are better. They get more of the cheese in them.
I don't want to say.
Why?
Oh no, you gotta say.
Come on.
Mine's wheels.
Oh my fucking god.
What are you,
I
5?
love wheels, dude. They're like a fun shape. They get all the cheese in the little divots.
You get the little forky, and you get the fork in the wheel, and you get the wheel in your mouth, and it's like you're a child, bro. That's fine.
All right. Well,
It's always fun.
Well, now we have the resident old guy, Tony, with his
The resident
mini
child.
wheats,
What are you
And-
talking about? You skipped Brad.
and Brad with his childish.
wheels are great.
The wheel, yeah.
Yeah, the wheels. We got oldie,
And youngie.
old and youngie.
Number 1, the absolute greatest food of all time, a well-made pizza.
Okay. What's the best pizza you've ever had?
The best pizza I've ever had.
Yeah, like if you're like this.
Oh, my
place-
own pizza. I make my own.
Okay, store bought, like at a restaurant or a chain.
Oh man, chain pizza. Ugh. I don't know. I don't really like any of them. But if I had to pick one,
Papa John's.
it would be Papa
Yeah.
John's. I mean,
That's the one you normally go for.
they're like Domino's. Their pizzas are always burnt. Doesn't matter which Domino's you go
Fuck
to.
Domino's!
It's always garbage.
We will never be sponsored by Domino's!
Unless they want us.
Unless they pay a handsome amount of money. Don't shoot
No, wait,
down.
I've changed my mind. Little Caesars, because one, I used to work there, so I know how to make a decent pizza.
Somehow Little Caesars succeeds at making pizza both hot and ready, yet entirely unedible at the same time.
Yeah, that pizza's great for all of 0.5 seconds when you take it out of the store. The moment it gets even slightly cold.
You gotta hit that bitch fresh. And it's
yeah.
not even Little Caesars, it's their deep dish specifically.
You want to know what's really funny? Speaking of Little Caesars, so back in the struggle days in my family, sometimes my mom would want to treat us and she'd take us out to Little Caesars because it was $5 pizza, but we couldn't take it home because it'd be garbage by the time we got home. So we'd buy it and like savages in the parking lot, rip the box in half, pass it to the back and start handing out slices, and then we go home.
I feel that on such a personal level. Like, you didn't need to attack me like that, first of all.
Bro, I did it too. I'm not judging you. I was that.
My struggle's worse.
But on the other hand, though, Brad, I am actually kind of deeply offended that you're like, well, I like a really well-made pizza, and then list chains and like store-bought pizza.
To be fair, that's what I gave him those options.
Yeah, he made me say that.
You could get a good like restaurant quality pizza. Come on.
I'd rather make my own. I can make a damn good pizza.
I can attest to this. The other day, while watching Batman, Brad made some of his pizza.
Are you shitting me?
These motherfuckers.
Not only did I miss Batman, but you made homemade pizza?
No, it was barely homemade because...
Oh, go ahead.
So, normally I'll make my own crust and everything, my own dough.
Go ahead, make it
I
better.
just use like Pillsbury dough and I put it on a sheet.
He shit his pants when it popped.
I did. It was scary.
I'm a little mad. You guys stop talking about the
I
day
like-
you guys had that was fun without me. I'm upset.
I like pizza. I do. But our friend group eats it so much
That's
all
it.
the time that
Yeah.
I have grown to dislike pizza to a small degree.
Well, that's his last day on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
So I'll go ahead and take over for the food here, and then we'll hit up Tony.
All right.
So this one, number 1 was definitely the easiest choice, but number 3, I would have to go burgers, because if I go to a restaurant and I'm not really feeling anything, I know burgers are kind of hard to fuck up. I say kind of because you definitely can, but I've never been to a restaurant and was like, nothing feels good, I'm gonna get a burger, and been disappointed with the burger. So it's always a safe choice, and it's always one I can fall on.
Burgers are reliable.
Exactly.
I agree. No, they just come out well 90% of the time. Every once in a while you get a burger that's either, mushy hamburger still because they just kind of threw it on the grill, and then every once in a while you get one that's like a
like
actual carbon diamond being made.
like if you go Burger King, McDonald's, the chain,
Yeah.
sometimes you can get a fucked up burger. But never have I gone to a restaurant, like a sit down restaurant, even be like a large chain sit down restaurant, and be disappointed with a burger. So burger is definitely number 3.
Burgers reintroduced me into manhood.
Yeah.
I used to hate burgers, dude.
Oh, stop it.
I did. I didn't want to get burgers like ever. And then like one day I was just like, I need a burger.
Are you afraid of meat?
No, I'm not afraid of meat. I just
No,
didn't
no.
like burgers.
His balls dropped and was like, I want burger.
I need a burger in my
Give me
hand.
meat and carbs.
And burgers have just become one of my favorite things to just like, because like, like you said, you can't ever find a fucking bad burger.
No, it's hard
because
to.
man, burgers are good.
I could just imagine Bobby walking into a restaurant and he's just like, do you guys have chicken strips on the... I would like a burger.
It's exactly how it happened.
Guys. If we say burger one more time, we're gonna summon Brian.
Burger.
He's gonna bust through the door like the Kool-Aid Man, but burger!
And then have a heart attack.
So number 2, and this is going to show where I grew up in just a little bit.
Oh, if I think...
It's cheesesteaks.
Oh, that's such a good
It's
one.
cheesesteaks specifically.
Mm.
I have literally gone to restaurants and have seen cheesesteaks on the list, and I will specifically get it to judge it.
That is bougie as shit.
No,
dude.
I just got a point from my fucking IT guy. You get it. He gets it. No one else gets it.
I get
Guys,
it.
just because...
It's like, okay, this is where I come from.
Like the N-word pass of food.
We make the best cheesesteaks, hands down, bar none. Oh, I'm in another place. Let me see how it stacks up. And sometimes I'm like, okay, this is good. Nothing beats the corner stores back home. But I'm like, this is passable. I enjoy this. I might have it again. Or you have atrocities, but I must judge them all. So that's why number 2 is cheesesteaks. And number one only gets number one because of something more important to where I grew up, my heritage. So number one, and I could not pick just one. So my number one is Latin food. Give me rice and beans. Give me some sancocho. Give me an empanada, anything. Make it fresh. Make it with some love. Make it with some spice.
I was about to say, make it spicy.
And I will be in love from bite to bite.
I'm not gonna lie. No, that actually was a very close contender for my top spot. Just because, like, again, my dad was from Brazil,
right?
So like, all I ate growing up was just like authentic Hispanic food, and
it's that what's the word I'm looking for? It's that nostalgia,
yeah,
right? Because you remember it from back in the day, and then you get it again, and you're just like, oh yeah, this brings me back.
That's it.
It's good.
It hits.
Holy shit, you're what?
I feel like what you're saying there, that nostalgia thing, that's just the food grandparents make.
True. But mine happened to be...
Ain't nobody ever been like, man, I don't want my grandmama's cooking. Yeah, you fucking do.
Wait.
I'm about to shut that down. I hate my grandma's food.
Oh.
She doesn't know how to season it.
Oh, you poor soul.
How is she Italian as fuck? And doesn't season her fucking chicken?
No, I agree completely. Like, so again, my dad was from Brazil.
You backtalk your grandmother on
no,
this
my
podcast.
grandma.
I'll slap the shit. I love that woman.
My grandma is fantastic.
Okay.
She actually cooks with seasoning. My
Okay.
mom does too. My wife, on the other hand, her family, I swear to God, doesn't know what salt and pepper is. It's that bad.
I can attest to this one. So we're at work, right? And his wife and I work together in the same department. And she's eating lunch. She went to drop off the baby, and her mom offered her food. It was spaghetti and meat, right? And so they bring it, and she eats a little bit of it, and she's like, no way, I can't believe it. Steven, come here real quick. And she always told me how bad and unseasoned their parents' food are. So then she's like, here. And I see the pasta, and it's noodles, tomato paste, it's got onions, it's got some garlic, so there should be flavor.
It looks flavorful.
I ate some of the beef, bland as shit. I don't understand how you can literally cook all those things even in the same vicinity and not have an ounce of flavor in it.
My God.
It blew my fucking mind. It was magic how they zapped the fucking flavor.
That's dark magic.
It was really bad. I just don't know how they do it. Like, they just don't use any season. Now, on the flip, though, my wife, she went to culinary school, so she's really good at cooking. And, my mother was a chef in restaurants for years, so I've had the best.
And you've had the worst.
I've also had the worst. I just don't know how they remove the flavor. I don't know if it's like a special ingredient to actually lift flavor out of the meal.
It's anti-salt.
Anti-salt.
Pulse.
You guys ever watch your family make a good dish? And as the years go by, the passion dies. So eventually it just doesn't taste the same.
Yeah.
Weirdly, yes. It was chicken parm with my mother. And she will attest to this. My father in the house is the cook. He just does it for fun, and he's really good at it. My mom has to do it to keep kids alive.
Yeah.
So after a while, you just get bored of making the same things over and over. And even though, it still hits, but I definitely get where you're coming from. It doesn't hit as hard.
Makes me want to kill myself.
All right, Tony, hit us up with your list, man. We've been waiting.
Okay, so my lowest ranking, so my number 3 of my top 3 is burritos.
Okay.
I love a good burrito. I worked at Taco Bell for years.
Same.
Absolutely love just a really well-made burrito. And I know it's not the best made burritos, but like a Taco Bell burrito or like a Chipotle burrito, those things just slap when you're looking for a good meal.
They're not authentic, but they get the job done.
They have a lot of seasoning in them,
right?
Whether it's, authentic or not, it's still flavorful.
Tex-Mex burritos absolutely deserve a place in the burrito market. They're good.
Yeah, no, they definitely are.
For sure. Now, again, kind of going back, they don't touch traditional Mexican, in my opinion, but I can't say I've never been like, man, I could go for a Taco Bell burrito. Let me order some Chipotle. Yeah. It happens. They're fantastic.
Absolutely. Number 2 is going to be sushi.
Okay.
I know that's an odd choice for a lot of people, but I know we all love it.
I love sushi.
Sushi's so fucking good. Like the place around here used to do like half off sushi, and we're poor, so we were like, oh yeah, we're gonna go get some sushi for like nothing. And man, we used to destroy that place. I don't know how they had an income.
I would commit war crimes for some sushi sometimes. It's so good. And unfortunately, I don't eat a lot of it anymore, but now that I've gotten actually less of it, the times I do get are just I love it.
It's funny. I used to hate fish too. Like I couldn't stand fish growing up, and then somebody was like, "Hey, you want to try some sushi?" And I was like, "Isn't that raw fish?" And they're like, "Yeah, And I ate it, and I was like, "Why is this better than cooked fish?"
It hits. All right, hit us up with number 1.
Number 1 is my personal favorite because I think I make the best of it.
I know what's coming out of your mouth.
A good fucking steak.
And unfortunately, I don't disagree with him. Literally, I refuse to go to steakhouses because I can pay this man and bring him a steak. It'll be cheaper than the dinner, and it'll be 10 times better.
It's just so fucking good, dude. When you're wanting like that real good dinner, when you want to treat yourself, you make a fucking steak. Like you don't have a better dinner than a good steak dinner.
I didn't like steak until I had Tony's steak.
Literally.
I mean, it's okay.
Shut up.
It's because he seasons it. It's because he it's flavorful, and it's better than Outback Steakhouse, better than all the steak chains, except for like the uber top tier like Brazilian steakhouses. That's the only one I'll go to willingly.
Yeah.
But if I want steak, I'm just like, bro, let's just cook some. I'll bring you a steak. Make you a steak.
Straight up in the middle of summer, the friend group will roll up with like a fucking pack of meat, and they're like, "Here, Tony."
We literally bring multiple steaks just to cook them.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
No, I like that. That was a good number 1.
Yeah.
So let's shift gears here a little bit. Let's talk about video games, and I'll go ahead and start that one. So this is definitely going to show my likes, and probably all of you guys here will already guess what my list is going to consist of. It's well, 2 of them are Nintendo games. So number 3 will go, in my opinion, to Animal Crossing, the original Animal Crossing on the GameCube.
You mean the one that you played?
You're the one, Mom. Yeah, the one that you were slaved.
Yes.
You slaved for.
Yes, and for particular reasons. There's something about that game, the charm that the GameCube version had, that although I have really enjoyed later editions, have not captured how great that game was. Basic, right? You didn't have any of the luxuries. It was hard as shit to grind money. But there was something about that game that I think that one has had most of my restarted files in. I think I've played that game from beginning to almost completing everything 4 times. And no other Animal Crossing has hit that for me. And call it that, I played when I was younger and it's really important to me. But there's just something about that original Animal Crossing game that is my opinion, makes it on my top 3.
It's great. Animal Crossing really is a fun time. Like, I mean, you could argue that it's just real life simulator. Let's pay some bills. But nah, it's more fun than that.
Definitely. Number 2. So to think about this, I'm like, what game can I just come back to at any moment in time, no matter how long it's been, and still have a good time? The second one has to go to Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
That is a great fucking Sonic game.
The soundtrack, when I hear City Escape played, I go, wow, man, that shit gets me every single time.
What really captured me about that game, so the gameplay was better than Sonic Adventure 1. I love those 2 games to death. And it's only become even more apparent since I recently played Sonic Adventure 1. There's this collision detection issues. It wasn't as fun as it was back then. But playing Sonic Adventure 2 still hits. It's a little bit more reliable. The Chow Garden has taken up obscene hours of my time. I had a Chaos Chow, which I don't know if you guys know what that is.
Oh, yeah.
But a Chaos Chow requires 2 rebirths, and to give every single animal to it once on its second rebirth, and if it's happy, it'll turn into a Chaos Chow, basically becoming immortal.
Yeah, super fucking hard.
And I got one on my old file on the GameCube. And that was like one of my gaming crowning achievements. That's like, I don't completion hunt ever. That was a completion thing for me. Like, they're super hard to get, and I wanted one so bad. So I got one. And number 1 comes from a place of loving for the genre, what it did to the genre, and what it means to me. And that has to go to Super Mario 64.
Yeah, Super Mario, huh?
The game literally created a template that is still probably used today or close to it for all 3D games, for all 3D platforming games.
Yeah.
It was the first to do it. It was the first to do it, and it was the first to do it right. It has, it has its issues. It has aged, but it's one of those games that even with all its jankiness, bullshit camera, and all of it, I have played that game in so many generations. Like the N64, the DS, the I played it on the new release on the Switch. And then when they re-released it again on the N64 bundle that they do, I also played it again.
I have no shit on for Super Mario 64. My favorite thing about that game, though, is watching speedrunners absolutely shit on the creators' intentions.
Doing the backwards jump to just sequence break hardcore.
So
Love it.
Isn't that the
fun.
game where you can just murk penguins off a ledge?
Yes, that's the one where you can pick up
Good
the penguin.
stuff.
By the way, a child of the mother who you are to bring it to.
Oh,
she's
so it's
like-
even better.
Yeah, no, because that whole level is literally bringing the baby penguin to its mama. And there's another penguin or two that aren't, and she'll be like, what the fuck? This isn't my child? Even though they're the exact same model, so there's no way to distinguish it. But it's the hardest one to get to. It's the one at the very top. And you can't just throw it off a cliff and not be able to finish the level.
That's amazing.
Doing it.
I
just
love
for
old
that.
games. I love old games.
All right, Tony, you're up.
All right, so my top 3 games. I'm gonna start with Grand Theft Auto as my number 3.
Which one?
5 in
5,
particular.
okay.
5 in particular. When that game came out, name a better game at the time than what ended up being Grand Theft Auto 5.
What Mario game came out that year? I'm just kidding.
Here's what fucking makes me mad about that game. It did so fucking well that Red Dead Redemption 2 came out. And it is the same thing, but Western, and I love the story more. I love the gameplay more. I love Red Dead Redemption 2 10 times more than Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 5 has done so well that it has been re-released 35 fucking times. They don't even pay attention to their other games. It's all about Grand Theft Auto 5.
There's a fun fact that the PlayStation 2 received 3 Grand Theft Auto games, and now we've had 3 PlayStations to receive the same game.
Yeah.
It came out on PS3, PS4, and PS5 currently.
That doesn't seem real.
My fridge plays Skyrim.
Yeah, no, seriously. My TI-81 calculator plays Skyrim.
Yeah, no, they released that one a little too much.
My Dexcom.
No, but I mean, Grand Theft Auto is great. I keep going back to it all the time. Every once in a while, I just get a hankering to boot it up and just run around and destroy things. And me and the IT guy, actually, we 100% of the game twice.
You know what pisses me off about that game, and I can never forgive it for it, is that it's been out for how long, and it's still not cross-platform.
Yeah, that's...
Overwatch did it, and they had a base game before that was popular, and they figured that shit out. I am mad that I cannot play a 32 lobby with all my friends playing GTA 5. If GTA 6 is not cross-platform, I'm boycotting the game. I'm not playing it. I'm not buying it.
Oh, that's a very
I
firm stance.
am putting that here. It's not going to happen.
So then my number 2 is actually, it's my nostalgia game. It's my game that really, truly cemented me into gaming, and that's the Sly Cooper series. I fucking love being a sneaky little raccoon and fucking just murking dudes and collecting all the collectibles, and the missions were fun and the story was engaging. Sly Cooper's a good fucking game. I really, really, really hope that they're going to bring it out for the PlayStation 5 and actually continue the series. Because if it dies, I'm going to be pissed.
It's unfortunately one of those games that I wish I put more time into, but have only played the demo of the original. Back when I had the PS1, and again, we didn't have a lot of money. So this demo had 6 or 7 games, so I used to play it all the time. I know the first level of Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoon is like the back of my fucking hand.
That's actually exactly how I got into Sly Cooper and into gaming in general. Is we had a fucking shitty little video store in the middle of the bumfuck Egypt town we lived in, and I went there and they were like, "Hey, get a game." So I picked that, and I'm pretty sure it came on the end of another game. There was the demo, and I just played that a whole bunch. I don't think I ever returned that CD.
Is the demo mission the one where you're in the museum?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes,
I
it
also
is.
played the fuck out of the demo because it was in the title screen of a Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal game. You hit all the back buttons together and it took you into the demo.
The best part about that is Insomniac Games and God, I'm forgetting the other one.
No idea. Don't let
Oh,
me.
Naughty Dog. It's Insomniac Games and Naughty Dog. they have been known to do that to each other's games since the original trilogy of Spyro. Because I believe Crash 3 had a demo for Spyro 1. So the fact that happened way later just means that they continued their love for each other. And they continue giving demos to each other's games.
Insomniac Games and fucking Naughty Dog produce some of the best games in the world.
For sure.
Hands down. The best story games ever. And then my number one, I feel like you guys are going to be mad that I'm picking this, and I can't stop.
Go ahead, say it.
It's Elden Ring! I can't
Wait.
fucking stop. I keep going back.
Wait. Before we crucify this man, please explain why this has now become your favorite game of all time.
It's just the best made game. Like, how do we go past it? It's beautiful. The gameplay is fun and engaging. It's got replay value. Brad's gonna tear his own head off at me explaining. It's just, there's a collectible aspect about it, and it's just so simple at the same time, while there's still a great engaging story.
You had me until you said simple, my man. That game is far from it.
What I mean by simple isn't necessarily the difficulty level, because that's fucking crazy.
Not even just that.
Or the other stuff, whatever you gotta say. But what I mean by simple specifically is the HUD. It's just, there's nothing. Like, you don't have a fucking, it's not a Ubisoft game.
Yeah, fuck that shit now.
Okay, but
Fuck that noise.
you know, I'm not gonna shit on you for it. Because I'm also the guy that came in with a game from like 20 years ago as his number one. So I'm not gonna judge you. But I'm gonna look at you different. Just a little bit.
It's recent. I mean, obviously it's recently jumped that, but like I really thought when I was making this list, and I mean, there's a ton of like.
Right,
don't get
it's
me wrong.
hard to list.
Don't get me wrong. Top 3 is by narrow fucking margins. There were so many other things that could.
Yeah, he called his wife.
I
figure
did
this out.
I really did. But like, I don't have any time anymore. Like, I just, obviously my kids were little and everything, and I just completely blow off all my responsibilities to just play this game. And I haven't done that for a game like ever. Hell, I don't even edit these fucking episodes anymore.
Yeah, no, I literally have to choke him with a belt, and he gets erect. But it's fine, just so he can edit these episodes.
So speaking of getting hate for a game on your list, I'm gonna go next.
If Clicker Heroes is anything on this list.
No. That's
Okay.
just a time waster. Number 3 is League of Legends.
Why do you hate yourself?
Man,
Brad, I'm not going to shit on you. I'm concerned for you.
yo, when it's sure you get your bad players, right? And that can ruin the game you're in. But when it's good, man, is it good. You got your 5-man squad, you're just shitting on the other team. I've put 1,000 hours into that game, way more than that. $1,000 into that game, way more than that.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I would say that he's crazy if not for two reasons. One, I also hate this game immensely and keep coming back to it. And two, if people can play Soulsborne's game and enjoy them and get their ass kicked the entire time, I use the same logic for playing League of Legends. And mostly all like hyper competitive games.
Oh shit.
They fucking suck.
I get it now.
Right.
I get it now. You just had to put it into perspective.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Why do you keep coming back to Overwatch? How
Oh,
mad
I fucking hate Overwatch.
how mad you walked in just now about how bad you got shit on, and you're gonna play it tonight. We're gonna play it tonight. We're gonna play it tomorrow.
Yeah,
We're gonna
you're
play it
right.
the next week.
You're
We're gonna play
right.
it the next week after that.
That's fair. I mean, yeah. It's just...
League of Legends hit me. I named my son after a League of Legends character, man. Like, I put so much time into this fucking game, dude. Number 2 is the Halo franchise. And if I have to pick one specifically, I'm picking Halo Reach.
Oh,
Oh, thank God.
my nut. It's busted.
I'm a little worried. I thought I could have pegged that on number 1.
Yeah,
So
me
number
too,
2 is
though.
Halo?
Number 2 is Halo. There's a secret come from behind game that has a special place.
I know what it is.
Oh, man. That's
But
crazy.
Halo Reach, Halo 3 is where I started. Because that's when I got my Xbox. I started Halo 3. I went back, played 1 and 2. They were fantastic. But by that time, the multiplayers were dead.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to get the Halo 2 multiplayer experience, So Halo Reach came out. I destroyed my life playing that game.
Halo Reach is probably the best Halo. I mean, that's from my point of view.
Man,
Like,
even
I've played
bad
a lot
Halo
of them.
games, I fucking love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved 4. I loved 5. Yeah, they sucked, but god damn, man, I just can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
All right, now you got me at bated breath. What is number one?
Number one is The World Ends With You.
Really?
It is a DS game from the 2000 or
Yeah.
10-ish area.
Yeah.
That motherfucking game is just next goddamn level. So you play it on your DS, and it was absolutely the hardest DS game.
Yeah.
You're working both screens at the same time, fighting two battles. The soundtrack in it is goddamn perfect. It's so hard to collect everything. It's the first game I 100%ed it. And the way I 100%ed it is what truly is magic to my heart. I'm sitting outside of a GameStop once. I need one more pin. And the only way to get this certain set of pins is to find another player who has a DS. And that DS has the pin coded to it. And all my friends, I was managed to get 4 or 5 of the other 6. And I needed one more. I couldn't find it. So I'm sitting there just playing the game, having a good old time in the mall. And some dude walks by and he goes, "Hey, what you playing?" And I go, "Playing The World Ends With You." And he goes, "Oh, did you get the pin set, the planetary pins?" And I'm just like, "Well, I got 5 of them. I need the last one." He goes, "Maybe I'm your guy." He whips out his DS. We do the trade. He has it. 100% completed the game that day.
So now that you say it, it's kind of a no-brainer to me. I actually forget that game exists all the time because I didn't play it, but I know a lot of people in this group did, so it's real special in this group. And there's something about handheld games that you kind of bring with you that have those connections. Because I've had very similar things with like Pokemon. I've had similar things with as bad as it is, Smash 3DS. Like just being in random places and someone having the game too, and they're like, "Yo, let's fucking battle." And we're like, "Oh yeah, sure, that's super fun." One of the best memories I've had was with Pokemon. It was Diamond and Pearl. Me and my buddy were having a battle, going from school, walking home, and it downpoured on us in the middle of this game. So we ran to the nearest tree to finish this battle, which I won, and then ran home because we got caught in a torrential downpour.
Stay humble, my friend.
I mean, it was a close battle.
But yeah, if you ever get the chance to play The World Ends With You, don't play it on the Switch. The motion controls are garbage. Don't fucking do it. Just get an old copy for a DS. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, no, that is, it's probably one of the best games to come out on the 3D, on like the DSs at the time. Like, because it just implemented something so unique and crazy. And you're right though about the bringing something with you thing, and
Yeah.
it just reminds me of all the summer trips that like me and Brad went to school together. So all the summer trips we had where we just endlessly played Mario Kart, and I lost, of course.
RIT guy was number one from what I hear. In the world, was it? How long? On the Wii. You played the Wii on that. Okay. Jesus Christ. And you were number one for a while. It was you and this Japanese guy.
6 months. Oh my
6 months.
fucking god.
Okay, 7 months. 6 months. A year and a half this motherfucker. The entire time. He was on the leaderboard.
That's pretty crazy.
That's awesome, though. I'm jealous.
So
He's got that Dr. Disrespect level of number 1 2-time world champion.
To finish off my top 3, I just want to say, fuck you, Michael. I completed it first. Go ahead, Bobby.
Oh, reference that no one else will get it unless that person listens to it.
Yeah, fuck you, Michael. So I'm gonna start off, with of course my number 3, and it's 2 games, but I'm counting it as 2 because they go together.
Okay.
The Last of Us 1 and 2.
Yes.
The first game, I fell in love with the characters. It was amazing. The story was fantastic. And it just I remember everybody talking about it, and I had just bought a PS3 off my one buddy. The first game I went and got was The Last of Us because it's a PlayStation exclusive. And I loved the shit out of it. I cried, I was hyped, and then in the end, my jaw was on the floor. Amazing. And the hype behind The Last of Us 2 was all there.
Right.
And I love The Last of Us 2, not for the story, for the gameplay. If The Last of Us 1 had that gameplay, that would be one of my, it would be probably number 1. But I don't think the story of The Last of Us 2 was terrible. I liked it. It was different. And it teaches you that revenge isn't the answer to everything, and that forgiving can sometimes be better. And that's the lesson taught that Joel couldn't learn. When Joel died, I sat my controller down,
Guys, our IT guy's melting.
I sat my controller down and I turned off my game. I have never had a game hit that hard to where I was just like, God damn, I have to sit down for a minute. I have to kind of process what I just saw. So there was that. Number 2, I have God of War. That game.
Oh, I love God of War!
That game made me sob.
Which one?
So speaking of Stargate, well, no,
Shut up.
Go ahead.
So, I cried specifically at the final fight with Baldur, where he becomes mortal. Man, watching Kratos and Atreus come together, like actually working and like they're synergizing super well. Like they synergize greatly throughout the entire game. But like I was literally sitting there, I was beating the fuck out of this dude. I'm just like tears are streaming down my face. I'm like, man, this is what it's all about.
All memes aside, speaking of Stargate, Christopher Judge did an absolutely beautiful job voice acting Kratos.
Oh my god, boy.
It was so good. Oh man, his voice is so perfect for the role. I like, as soon as I booted up, I realized who it was. I heard that voice. I'm just like, oh, indeed.
God of War is one of the only games that makes me actually want to go get a PlayStation.
It's that good. Like, I mean, it is really actually that good.
And as much as I'd like to think that Elden Ring could be Game of the Year because all the elitist nerds are like, oh, it's the greatest thing that's ever come out. And I love it.
Chill, bro. What the fuck?
I'm the resident From Software guy here.
Yeah,
I love
true.
it.
That is true.
But God of War Ragnarok is going to fucking kick the shit out of Elden Ring. Through and through, it's going to put it on the ground, it's going to pull its pants around its ankles, and it's going to bumfuck the shit out of it until it can't stand.
It's definitely, I actually think that, like, if I had to revisit this after it comes out, I'm probably going to knock Grand Theft Auto off.
That was visceral.
And I love Grand Theft Auto.
That was visceral, Bobby.
It's true.
Holy shit.
My number 1 game of all time is Bloodborne.
Okay, I expected a Soulsborne on that.
It is my favorite. It is creative as fuck. The story is just I've played this game since near release and I still don't understand everything.
That's crazy.
I could come back to it 1,000 times and figure out something new every time. It's the first game I ever platinumed on PlayStation, and I remember doing it because there's these things called chalice dungeons, and there's certain bosses in each one, and you have to find them. And like, oh my god, it took so long to find all the weapons because that's one of the trophies. Find all the bosses, shit like that. And dude, I remember just grinding away hours of my time just playing this fucking game nonstop, repetitively. And you know what? I still only just have one character on that.
That's crazy.
Game. I have 2 now, but
Right.
for the majority of it, it was just one character. I loved it, and it's my favorite thing.
All right, so let's hit up anime now, which is going to be our third topic. Top 3 of your personal animes of all time. Who wants to start this one?
I kind of want to go first.
Okay.
Okay, so number 3, don't judge me for this. Oh, God. Okay.
It's always bad when you start that.
Have you ever watched Orin High School Host Club?
I love Orin High Host School.
Oh, thank God!
It's so
Somebody
fucking
gets it.
good.
The
It's
fuck are
so
they
good.
I would kill for Honey Senpai and go fuck yourself.
Well, so this is one that I haven't touched, which throws me off, Brad, because I know your tastes and where your lines are drawn in anime, but yet I think I know another one on this list that also crosses this said line you put.
No, but this one definitely does. I don't normally like animes like this, but this one hit different. I watched it for the first time in college. God, oh my! I watched it 3 times, 3 times in a row.
The story's just very enthralling. Like, you just get so connected with the characters so fast. Like,
Slice of life, isekai.
It's kind of slice of life-y.
Yeah.
In that high school setting,
Yeah.
they have this host club where dudes go around and they basically throw parties for the girls, and they it's nothing like super sexual. But it's like,
Okay, now you saying that implies that there's.
they basically take them on dates.
It's really
They're
not actually that
high-end
sexual.
dates.
I'm gonna ask. You've watched it?
Yes, I
Our
have.
IT guy. Is it fan servicey?
No, not really.
Really?
No, yeah.
It sounds like a fan servicey anime.
If anything, it's more fan servicey for, like, women.
I say it sounds like it could be, but with the fact that all 3 of you are vouching for this anime. Oh no, never mind. I don't want to put words in the IT man's mouth. He literally just shook his head violently. No.
Oh, it's good, though.
It's good. We'll have to check it out sometime. Number 2, Dragon Ball, the entirety of it. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, all the movies. I love it.
GT.
Even GT.
Has
I feel
its
that.
charm.
Yeah,
Has
it does.
its charm.
It
Yeah,
does.
It does.
At the time, GT was not the move. You go back and watch it now. GT's fine. GT's great. I love all of Dragon Ball. I love its expanse. I love the vast universe. I love how everybody knows what Dragon Ball is.
Okay, but like GT though is still not good today.
I would disagree only in this one bit that Dragon Ball had its own feeling. Dragon Ball Z was something different. And Dragon Ball GT was an attempt of return to form to Dragon Ball.
Yeah, okay.
It's got similar pacing. It's got similar adventures. It's not bad. It's not good by any means. Like, it's not like top tier, but it isn't bad.
I can agree. Like, I would say that like as part of Dragon Ball, like if I had to look at the whole thing, I would definitely include GT, despite it not being canon or whatever. But it's part of the whole ensemble. The only problem with GT is that like it's at the bottom of the ensemble. Like,
but
I can agree to that.
Being the worst at one of the best animes of all time, it still makes you
It's not a bad merit.
really good fucking anime.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, something's got to be on the bottom.
It did have one of the coolest Super Saiyan forms too. Like
Super
Super
Saiyan
Saiyan 4 was
4.
pretty fucking badass. Like it was
Absolutely.
pretty cool. It was pretty
Absolutely.
And we saw Super Saiyan Grade 8. Like, it was...
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
That shit blew my mind.
Yeah.
All right, hit me up.
Number 1, and I say this is my personal favorite, and I will die on the hill that it is the greatest anime of all time. If you disagree, you can go fuck yourself. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Never mind.
What you think I was going to say?
Gurren Lagann.
Gurren Lagann's great.
Oh, it's good. But
It's number 4.
You know, it's stupid of me to... this is the second time I'm like, yeah, I know, I should have known Brad.
It's like he's got a tattoo.
He's got a fucking tattoo of it.
I recently just got Roy Mustang's Flame Transmutation Circle on my hand. But yeah, it's... Oh my god. The first Full Metal Alchemist deviated from the manga, and it has its own place. It is special too. But Brotherhood is just perfection. It is the 10 out of 10 perfect anime.
I haven't watched it. I have no.
It's good.
You haven't watched it?
I haven't watched it.
Oh, you got some motherfucking homework.
I know.
man.
I
It's
know.
good.
It's on like my list of 400 million animes.
Forever
to watch.
backlog.
No, it's
Yeah.
now at the top of that.
Yeah, I don't know
list.
if it's at the top of it.
It will change whatever your list is, and Full Metal Alchemist will be on it.
All right. I'll give it a shot.
All right, Bobby, hit me up. What's your list?
I'm gonna start off with this one, and it is something I recently watched that I heavily enjoyed. It's one of the few animes that I've ever just sat down in one setting and watched it in like the span of like a week. And that's Tokyo Revengers. It's pretty new. It's pretty new. It's about this kid who goes back in time and he can go to the present again. Gang shit. It was just fun. I had a really nice time. It's not slice of lifey because it's just like 16-year-olds kicking the absolute shit out of each other without their parents.
So shonen.
Yeah. It's shonen-y. I don't have a lot to say about it other than I just heavily enjoyed it.
Okay.
And I haven't enjoyed an anime in a long time because people who like anime make me not want to like anime.
That's a lot of fan bases, though.
It is.
Fan bases ruined.
It sucks,
Star
man.
Wars fans ruined Star Wars.
I'll be damned if I ever become a My Hero fan after I learned that some dude broke into a zoo and tried to fuck a frog to make Suyu, but you know.
Wait.
It's true.
Oh my god.
No, that's absolutely true.
God damn.
Fucked up.
That doesn't surprise me because this is also a very similar fan base to like a one that puts a plastic pony in a jar and comes in it. And then
You don't do that?
Wait, I thought everyone did that.
You don't have your My Little Pony cum jar?
Wait, are we the weird ones?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, you're definitely the weird one.
we're moving past this. I don't want to talk about this ever again. Hit me up with number 2.
Number 2 is Cowboy Bebop.
Okay.
I love the style.
Classic.
It lasts for a season and it does it so well. There was nothing else needed. The ending, spoiler alert, Spike dying. Ah, fuck.
That's actually a spoiler for us. We haven't actually watched it.
Oh, what the fuck?
We were in the route of watching it and kind of
We're like
dropped off.
halfway through.
God.
Ah, man. It's
It's
gonna
like
hit.
25
You know what?
years.
It's a spoiler, but you're gonna love it still.
Because I love him to death. If
Oh
he's
my-
gonna die, it's gonna hurt.
Spike is just you know what the show does? It focuses on the characters so well while still having a plot to drive forward. And that's why I love it. And it's kind of one of my favorite quotes of all time. Whatever happens, happens.
I'm adopting that lifestyle.
It is good because that's what he says
It's YOLO.
before he,
It's OG YOLO.
I feel that.
And my number 1, and this is putting it kind of lightly because, again, with all the different options, OG Naruto. The original series. I recently rewatched it all with my girlfriend, and it's so fucking good. The characters, everybody gets the spotlight. You really just can like anybody, and it makes sense. You tell me you like Rock Lee, that makes perfect sense. You like Neji, that makes perfect sense. You like Ino and Sakura, I'm gonna look at you a little funny, but it makes sense. They got development. They were focused on.
But you know who didn't? Who? Tenten. Tenten didn't get shit.
She's the most powerful one. Chill. I just really liked it, and it brought a tear to my eye watching it recently. And it's the very like beginning arc of Zabuza and Haku.
Oh my
that
God.
shit just tore me up. Like I was just like I knew what was gonna happen, but like I went back into it and watching like Zabuza tear up and he's like, your words cut deeper than any blade, Naruto. I'm just like, oh, just like shambles, bro. It's so good.
I have watched now the series in fully Naruto and Shippuden twice, and Zabuza and Haku's death have legitimately been the only arcs to make me sob.
Same.
Again.
Same.
And I know it's coming. I know they die, but they have so much love for each other that it breaks me every time watching them die.
Perfect. The snow falling on Haku's face and Zabuza's just monologuing about what he should have been better, and it's just
It's like how I feel like when I'm gonna die. That's exactly what I'm gonna be like. I'm gonna reflect on everything and feel like a piece of shit, but be happy that I got there the way I did, kind of. But at the same time,
Literally, my girlfriend and I were watching it, and at this point, we're like halfway through Shippuden. But watching that beginning, she works nights, so she was tired, and she fell asleep during that part, and I sobbed, and I was like, and then she woke up after the ending of the show, and I'm like trying to play it off like I didn't just literally bawl to a fucking children's anime. And then she's like, and I'm like, we gotta watch that again. And so we watched it again, and I started tearing up again, and I fought it. I'm just like, I can't show this. She will not watch me sob to these characters.
Nah, you gotta let it out. You gotta let it out.
But again, it's that one scene. Like, I've seen so many other people die in the show, and nothing has hit me as hard as one of the first major deaths.
yeah, no, I feel that 100%, 100%.
All right, so Tony, go ahead and hit me up with your anime list.
All right, so you're immediately gonna hate this.
Oh God, stop starting your lines with that.
No, but you are.
Honorable mention for me, real quick. Panty and stocking.
shut up.
Oh, no, that shit's good.
Oh, it's so good.
Hit me up.
So I really actually I picked mine based on a weird metric. My reasoning for a lot of these is because I was watching the anime and I absolutely could not stop where the anime ended, and I've been keeping up with the manga ever since because I'm real big into reading the manga. So my first one is going to be My Hero Academia.
I knew that was there.
Is this why you called me the other day to bail you out of jail? Something about breaking into a zoo?
God damn it, Tony!
Those frogs were asking for it, but anyway.
They got them dummy thick cheeks.
The Frodosi.
The Frodosi, you know?
Anyway, it's the world of My Hero Academia. Like, it's just it leads to so many cool options, and the story gets so much better as you go through the manga. Also, Deku's not a little bitch in the manga quite the way he is in the anime. Like, they really just over fucking do him in the anime with his like crying his eyes out like a pussy.
Yeah.
That's why I like it, because of the world. The world of building is so cool. The idea of quirks, it's all so fucking cool. But then I'm scrolling through TikTok, bro, and I see these just
Deku
monstrous motherfuckers dressed up like Bakugo and Midoriya, and they're like, we should fuck.
See, that's why I just
And they're boys.
Like,
Like,
fan bases we have already established ruin it.
That
You gotta move past it.
it's how I literally think about Star Wars. If I enjoyed Star Wars and I enjoyed it on the level of the fans, I'd fucking hate Star Wars.
yeah, I hate it.
I literally I'm a part of 2 Facebook groups that are Star Wars. This is how I harvest all my memes.
They all bitch about it.
No.
No.
One of them is Star Wars Order 66 Edition, is those fanboys that love the prequels, and they're all shits. And on the opposite end of the spectrum, I'm in a Facebook group that's like Star Wars non-toxic fan base, and I love this fan base specifically because they go against the norm, and they're just like supporting each other, and they love everything, and even if they're not the biggest fan of it, they can see the positives
That's exactly how I feel about this. I love it. I love Star Wars. But my God, if it doesn't fucking suck at some parts, dude.
And that's how I feel about My Hero Academia. I love My Hero Academia, everything about it, but I literally just avoid the fans. I have not been part of any of the fan pages. When I get done reading the manga, sometimes at the bottom there will be like people comments what they thought of the episode. Fuck that. I'm out. Like, I'm done with the chapter. I'll move on to the next. Like, I don't interact with the fans at all because it's scary.
All right, hit me up with number 2.
Number 2 is Fairy Tail. Actually, I really enjoy Fairy Tail. It's a really good story. The main character is kind of lackluster, being Lucy and everything. But you know, if you think about it, like, not so. Yeah, no.
We were having a conversation right before we hit record. And Brad looks at Tony. He's like, "If you fucking pick Fairy Tail on this list," and right now the IT guy and Brad are like, "Oh God, he called
Fucking
it
Fairy Tail, man."
But it's our IT guy's favorite anime, though. He's on my side. Oh,
second favorite.
Well, second favorite. So we're on par. But like, it's really fucking good. Like,
and hit me up with
with the world building. Like, it's good.
Hit me up with Dragon Ball Z as your number 1.
It's not. No.
Holy shit.
My number 1 favorite anime is Naruto.
Okay, fair.
I feel like I'm ripping off Bobby here a little bit, but unlike Bobby, I grew up with Naruto.
Oh, gatekeeping.
Okay, no, not like that. No, stop.
Oh, geez. Sorry, guys. I'll change mine. It's Black Butler now. Now I want to fuck kids.
You shut the...
It's a joke.
Christ.
Wow. It's a joke. It is a joke.
Okay.
Well, clarify it one more time.
It's a joke.
All right,
bro, it's just a prank.
Naruto. Continue talking about Naruto.
I didn't
grew up with
I didn't
a
mean to
gatekeeper.
gatekeep
Right.
Naruto. What I mean is, like, at the time Naruto was coming out, I was that age. And then as I got older, Shippuden came out, and I was that age. And now it's on Boruto, and I'm that age. Like, I just feel like I've aged with Naruto. Like, I feel like, I don't know, I just, that, and then, you know, like you guys mentioned, Zabuza, like, that shit tore me up. And then you've got Asuma, that shit tore me up. You've got fucking
Jiraiya, and that's it, because my girlfriend hasn't watched the rest of it, and she listens to the podcast. Jiraiya's death was crazy, and it's the most important death,
Fair
and
enough.
no one else dies.
Nobody,
No one
definitely
dies.
nobody else.
Not Kiba.
No. Not 10 3 times over. Not Naruto 5 times and then comes back as zombie Naruto.
It's my anime, man. It hits every spot I've ever wanted it to be. I mean, Brad, you come on, you cannot be like, oh, it's not the best, dude. We used to literally go outside every fucking chance we got, and we played ninja with each other. That's all we did as kids.
Can you guys give a little bit of a background of what your character was exactly as the character
We'll
was?
do that on another
Let's say
episode. Because
we're
I'm
gonna
going to
talk
talk
about
deep into it,
OCs.
and he can go
We'll
fuck
talk
himself.
about OCs on a whole nother episode because that's gonna take
next time
forever.
on OCZ, whatever. So I'm gonna run through mine here real quick. Number 3, I've actually made mention of this in the podcast, so I'm not gonna touch too much on it. Number 3 is Attack on Titan. It is what has brought me back into anime as a young adult, into adulthood. It is A1. It pisses me off that it's still not over, and I've been waiting since I was like 17. You gotta release the fucking last bit of season 3 and not fuck us with part 4 of the final season. I will find you, but it's just perfect in my opinion. It brought me back into anime. It's great. Enough said.
It's so fucking cool.
It's actually really good too. Like, it could have easily made mine.
Now, number 2 and number 1, this was the hardest on this entire list. Everything else came pretty quick. And these 2, I could not decide which one goes number 2 and which one goes number 1. Number 2 goes to Dragon Ball. And Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super. And this was a hard choice for me. Because just as Brad has, I do have anime tattoos. One of them is of the Sand Village, and the other one, which is one of my biggest pieces, is of the Majin M and of the Saiyan symbol big across my arm. And it was hard to not put it at number 1 for that. Because it means so much to me. Just like you, I grew up with it. It's part of my childhood. It's part of me. But I chose Naruto as number 1 because even till this day, I have not been able to go back to Dragon Ball Z. Is the anime that I grew up on, and I have not gone back to it. At this point, I've watched Naruto twice in the original series and 3 times in Shippuden in different marks, and it just hits different. I explained this to my girlfriend because she wants to watch Dragon Ball Z. I'm like, just understand that you will care about Naruto characters a lot more, and they will show more than you will see in Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super characters. You know them, you love them, but they don't really get too deep into them anymore. Naruto does it from beginning to end, and you just feel so much more with these characters.
I think the reason Z has such little rewatchability is because when you're watching it when it's coming out, you get that hype, you get their powering up, what's gonna happen next? But now you know, and it's just like, I gotta sit through 10 minutes of screaming first.
Yeah.
Which, it's still good, but...
I know what you're about to say about Kai.
It's good.
And here's the thing that pisses me off about Kai, is they changed the music.
Yeah.
The music is so ingrained with these moments in my head that trying to go and watch these, I don't care if they're different voices. But the music is what fucking kills me.
Okay, so you're speaking of, like, the different dubs of Dragon Ball. I fucking hate that they made Mr. Popo blue. Congratulations, 4Kids. You solved racism. Good job. Good on you. You figured it the fuck out.
Damn, Brad. I feel like this is, like, why Dragon Ball didn't make my list, because I like Dragon Ball. I watch Dragon Ball for action.
It's fair.
You watch Naruto for storytelling, I feel, more than anything. Because you gotta watch the fucking, like... Sure, you gotta sit through 10 minutes of screaming of Dragon Ball, but Naruto, you gotta go back and watch the 18 fucking million flashbacks that we already saw 3 episodes ago, last episode, and now we're seeing it the third time for this episode. Do you understand that, like, this character's doing this for this reason? That's why. Storytelling, fighting.
So, like, again, with the whole, like, it's different in the manga thing, is, like, Dragon Ball Z is actually very well paced.
Oh, yeah, because it doesn't have any of the anime filler, and I completely understand that.
Yeah.
But to me, I watch anime for anime, and even if, like, the manga's coming out, I will not read the manga. I want to see it animated. I want to hear the voices that I have in their heads, and that's my biggest hurdle with manga. I love collecting them. I don't like reading them. I like having them to say I have this collection. I'm a collector. But I don't open them. I leave them in their wrapping, and I just have them on the shelf. Because I love them that much and respect the craft, but it's just not for me. Same thing with comics. I love comics to death. I can't read them.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Comics are weird paced, though, typically. Like, this just, like, the Western audience kind of gets it in a different way. But
So you've officially declared Naruto your number 1, then?
Naruto's my number 1.
Okay. So we're going to do something a little bit different. We're about to fight about that we normally do. We're just going to take this one since we've touched heavily on anime, and we're going to go with our number 1 coldest anime moments. And I want to go last. So someone take it away.
I'm going first because it also happens to do with my tattoo.
nice.
The bird?
What? No, not the fucking bird. So, number 2, honorable mention, goes to Kankuro in Shippuden because he fucking got almost murked by a puppet master whose body was a puppet and then uses that puppet as his own personal puppet. That's fucking sick.
Yeah,
That's the most disrespectful thing. You almost killed me? Nah, I'm using you. Oh, fuck you. And it's one of the strongest puppets he's ever had.
That is
Do you
disrespectful.
think he makes, like, Saucer, like, sniff his ass?
Yeah.
Like, in private, he's like, oh, you like that, you dumb bitch?
He comes on his face being like, I'm the alpha here.
Poison
I'm the
me.
best.
Poison me again, motherfucker. But the number 1 coldest moment, in my opinion, in anime has to go with all of the Majin Vegeta arc.
I knew it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You guys could probably guess the type of shit I'd pick. Majin Vegeta gave in to his temptation and just became the biggest evil. Even more evil than he was before. Killed innocent people to try to egg on Goku. Beats Goku, and I don't want to hear that he would have beaten him because I don't honestly believe that in that state, he would have allowed him to enter Super Saiyan 3.
He would have beat him.
No, he wouldn't have.
He would have beat him.
He didn't beat him.
I want to agree with you, Tony, but I also believe Majin Vegeta would have been like, oh, he's taking time to power up.
Bang.
I'm going to just whip the shit out of him.
Okay, but, like, in fairness, though, like...
Nah, they're right.
No.
Goku and Vegeta actually stopped fighting, and Goku's like, I got bigger problems, and Vegeta just whacked him across the back of the head. That's not an even win. That's not a win.
What do you mean it's not a win?
That's not a win.
That's your fault. That's your fault for not paying attention. Anyway, you can keep your butthurt feelings to yourself.
It's not a win.
And then he snaps out of the mind control and is like, I'm gonna fight him head on. I can take him. Says goodbye to his kid, which he's never done before, and then proceeds to knock his ass out.
He beat his own kid. What a fucking Chad.
And then he gives his own life to beat Majin Buu.
And what do you know? It didn't fucking matter!
Yeah, it's tough being a it's tough being a Vegeta fan, but I take it on the chin.
It's tough being a side character in any Dragon Ball media.
It's tough being a side character when the main character is decked in orange.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, wait. So I want to hear what you specifically, Tony. What's your number one coldest anime?
Oh, it's actually not from from an anime that you guys have probably watched a lot. Mine's actually from Hunter x Hunter.
I was about to roast you.
I know you were.
Now you can't.
I can't. I've never watched the fucking show.
You were expecting me to say it was something with an orange dude, right?
It's mid.
Yeah. So actually, the Hunter x Hunter scene is it's in the very first arc when you're first meeting these characters, introducing themselves. They have a tournament setting, and the second main character, Killua, shows up to this guy who is there he's just unstoppable badass. Everybody's looking at him like, oh, whoa, oh my god, nobody's ever beaten this guy before, and he's just like, little boy, come over here and I destroy you. And Killua's just like, bet, and he just lifts up his arm, holding the man's beating heart in a bag.
I think you could have beat him.
He could not. And then watching the guy crawl over to him and go, give that back. It's mine. And then he dies. That is so fucking disrespectful.
Man, wrestling's crazy.
He sandbagged that. He could have won.
All right, Papa, you're up. What's your coldest anime moment?
I'm gonna go with something that, I don't know. I view this character as a whole as just a fucking menace to society, and it's Light from Death Note. Specifically, when he he doesn't outsmart this one dude. He pretty much just manipulates the FBI agents, the Ray Penber. He manipulates Ray Penber into killing 11 other FBI agents. So the guy's wife is all like, I'm gonna solve this case. And she starts connecting some dots, and Light notices, as Kira. Well, he breaks her in 15 minutes. He goes up to her. He's like, hey, I know about Ray. I'm part of the task force hunting Kira. I want you on the task force because you're making some pretty big headway that nobody else is making. She's like, oh my gosh. He's like, I'm just going to need to see some identification because she gave him a fake name. Her name's Naomi Masori, I think. So he looks at her ID and has a piece of the Death Note with him. And he starts writing in it, right? And he's looking at her, and then he starts looking at his watch pretty frequently. And Light has never done this before to anybody. The man's willing to murk his own fucking family by making them blow up if they open a drawer wrong in his room because he's hiding the Death Note in there. He's looking at his watch. She's looking at him. What are you doing? He's like, oh, it's just because I'm Kira and I killed your husband, fiance. And however you write them to kill them, to die in the Death Note is how they die in real life. So she walks away just in shock. And he's like, where are you going? Aren't you going to tell them who I am? And she's like, no, because he made it so she would answer no. So she goes home, and it's never shown how she dies, but it's insinuated that she hangs herself, which is much more violent and painful than how you just defaultly die, which is from a heart attack.
Jesus Christ.
So I think he's just an absolute he's the disgusting, cold-hearted killer, and I love just the manipulation. There's so many moments in that anime that Light just beats the absolute, it's just like, holy fuck, this guy's nuts. Let's hear about yours, Brad.
Okay, so that's pretty good, but this is the coldest moment for me. So, Whitebeard, right, from One Piece. He's 74 years old, 17 feet tall, ripped, built like a brick shithouse, okay? He doesn't want the gold. He's known as the world's strongest man. He doesn't want the gold. He doesn't want the glory. He wants his family. His crewmates are his family. One of his sons, Ace, is captured. Is about to be executed. And the Marines, and Whitebeard basically says, no, don't do that. And the Marines are panicking. They're like, oh shit, all hands on deck. Everybody get here. We're fortifying this place. We're locking it down. Whitebeard can't do this to us. Well, he fucking does. All the Marines heavy hitters come out. All three of the admirals, the head admiral, Sengoku, everyone. They all show up. They're all on their A game. They got shit locked down. Whitebeard's ship comes out of the middle of the bay, right? In the middle of all of it. And this man literally uses his devil fruit power. Basically flips the whole fucking battlefield upside down. And the war begins. Now the 74-year-old man is in the shit of it. Fighting Marines, fighting admirals, fighting everyone, trying to get to Ace to save him. And they're not pulling any punches. They are not. So, in the process of this fight going on against this basically, I mean, he has a whole armada with him and everything, and they're fighting all the little side guys, and his lieutenants are doing shit, and Luffy and the Straw Hats are there, they're doing shit. But it basically, through the entire fight, he withstands 267 sword wounds, 152 gunshots, and he was hit by cannonballs 46 times. And at one point, he's facing down one of the admirals, and he punches him so hard that before his fist touches his face just goes. He's just fucking wrecks him. Well, anyway, that's not the end of it. So they're fighting, right? And that admiral that he punched was pissed off. He's got magma powers. So he punches a magma hole through Whitebeard. Through him. And he continues to fight. To the point. Sadly, they are not successful. Akainu, the dude who punches a hole through him, also gets Ace. Unfortunately. But when Whitebeard dies, with all those wounds, he dies standing, he dies proud, and there's not a mark on his back.
Well, when you put it like that, man, fuck.
Yeah, you kind of really blew us.
I'm retiring Vegeta.
Yeah,
I'm an uber fan of Whitebeard.
I've actually watched this episode. It gives you chills, man.
The way I just described it isn't even as good as it happened. It was
How deep into the anime is this?
very deep.
Fucking hell.
like 800 episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
I'm sorry I hit you with a little bit of a spoiler.
That's
there.
fine. I'm actually
But-
just now more excited to get there, if I'm
Holy-
being honest.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's-
And he dies standing up, and he dies smiling. I think he's smiling. I don't know, but he dies standing with all that damage.
All right, guys, a lot of good points were made. Brad, you really kind of just shit on us with all of that. It was fantastic. Thank you for joining us today. If you liked what you heard, please check us out on Twitter at aboveandbelow69. Come put a few extra inches on your penis. If you want to support us, you can follow us on Twitter and leave a rating on the site you use to listen to us. If you're on YouTube, please search Above and Below and give us a like and a subscribe. And as always, have an above average day. See you guys.
Bye, guys.
Later.
Everything I know is a lie!
Last Thursday!